Hello again. So today I thought we'd have a little fun, and I'm going to take this bowl and pot it up with my little Mother of Thousands plant, which barely fits in it, so I will probably mound it a little at the top, but it'll be okay. Its roots can spread out. I don't know how long I'll leave it in there. This bowl was just given to me just recently by my friend. It's a cool bowl. It's a heavy terracotta. And it actually has, let me come around here. I don't know if you're going to be able to make it out. It's really hard to read, but it actually has, I'm not going to be able to get it to show up on camera probably. When you get it in a certain light, it actually says 1972, and then it says JW, and it looks like OTTA, but somebody drilled a hole, so it kind of, oh, you can almost kind of see it like that. So as I was saying, the bowl, I've got a screen in it. It does have a hole drilled in it, handmade, old. I'm thinking from 1972 because it certainly does look like that style. Pardon all the pigs wandering around in here. They're bored because the weather's bad outside. It's not raining, but it's really windy. So, you know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to go ahead. So I'm going to put this Mother of Thousands in here. And their soil is super gritty. I want to, I was going to say, I want to keep as much of it together as I can, but actually that worked really well because now it's a little bit lower in the pot, which is good, and I will raise it up as I, as I add dirt to it. I'll raise it up a little bit. Squeal, I don't need your help. So I'm going to add soil around the outside here, and I'm going to put this little, I think this is an aloe. I think this is a little aloe. So we're going to add this aloe, you can see, really cute, to it. This was one that came, oops. Okay, well that's probably better. So the roots look good. You can see it's nice and healthy. And I got one little leaf. We can pull that off, make it look nice. And okay, we're gonna pause for a second while I get rid of this pig that keeps poking me in the leg. So I have I can't see to make sure I'm still focused here, so I'm gonna move the camera this way. There we go. So maybe I can peek around the corner. Can you hear Pippin eating over there? She's so funny. And I'll pull this a little. There we go. A little better. You can kind of see what I'm doing. Actually, you know what? Why don't I do this? Why don't I just set the bowl in here and pull this whole thing closer. There we go. And then I can move this up over here so you can see it a little better. Okay, that's better. So yeah, I'm gonna put that in here with it, but first let me straighten this guy out, which I need to add a little more soil because about an inch or so fell out from the bottom of the pot, which is fine because it was a little bit high. And I don't worry too much about being able to water it without the water running out because I don't water this kind of stuff too often. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put, that little aloe. Let me pack this down a little bit. I'm just going to stick it on the side here. This is going to grow kind of slowly, I think. Pippi. So let me, got another pig under my feet. Excuse me. Okay, so I'm going to dig a little hole, get these roots buried down in there. And I'm going to just kind of turn it out a little bit. Whoops, there's a leaf there. Oh, that one can get buried. That's fine. All right. You know what? Let's do this again because it'd be a lot easier to knock that dirt out this way. There we go. That's a little better. And now we'll get a little... Oh, did I miss another leaf on there? Okay, so we'll pull that out. And tuck this under there. I'm having trouble. These plants are very fragile, and I'm trying not to break any of those leaves off because they break really easily. And if you've ever had one, then you know that the babies, which form along the edges of these leaves, you barely touch them and they fall off. So this, okay, so the other day when I had this out, yeah, I showed it to the camera. It actually had a couple babies on the edges. They've fallen off. But what they do is they get down in the bottom and they just root. So I'm going to put this whole thing in here. I'm going to try. You know what? I think what I need to do is push all this soil here. Pippin! I'm not feeding you. No. She is just poking me and poking me. I don't know how I'm going to be able to do this. You know what? I'm not going to, because what's going to happen is they're all just going to end up just everywhere. And I don't want to... I finally got that plant growing. Some of those babies are looking good. I don't want to disturb them, tear them up, whatever. So... But what I do have is, because this is a big bowl for this one little plant, this plant has the potential to get absolutely huge. So I won't be leaving it in here forever. But I have this sad little thing that I thought I'd put in here too. And I'm not sure what it is. It looks like a crassula of some sort. This is pretty dry. It should just come right out of here, yeah. I don't water a lot this time of year. Okay, everything is just, all the dirt is just falling away from here. So I'm going to put it here on the edge. Okay, how deep is that hole? I kind of want to get it to where it's, there we go, like so. I need more soil behind it to sort of hold it up. It's been so wobbly the whole time. This was one of the ones, I believe that it came from my subscription to, what was it called? The Succulent Studio. Yeah. And so I would get 2 baby succulents every month. And you never know what you were going to get. And I believe this was one of them. One of the last ones. You know, I canceled it because it got to the point where I was starting to get the same plants because I had the subscription for, I don't know, probably 2 years. And, you know, I wanted to start just having larger plants instead of these little baby ones to grow out. It was fun in the beginning. And, it, you know, my plants, they all seemed to show up looking nice and healthy. I was real happy. And the one time I did get a plant that was delayed in the mail for about a week. It was really hot in the summertime. And the plant was, it was a Athona capensis, the ruby necklace. And it was dead. You get like a little, just this short little strand, and it was dead. So I took a picture of it and I emailed the customer support, and she got right back to me, and they sent me out in the mail another box, and it had, I assumed they just shipped me out another one from that month's subscription, which had 2 different plants in it, but it actually had 2 of the same Athona capensis. One of them, again, was dead, but the other one was healthy. It looked good. I don't think it survived because I don't know, with a plant like that, you really have to start with a bigger piece. If you don't grow it yourself to where it's established in whatever pot it's in, it just seems like it withers. They need, I don't know, it just needs more of a, I don't know. They just don't do well, a little piece like that. So, but yeah, I was pretty much happy with all of the ones I got. They all came packaged well, survived the shipping. I am close. I believe they were shipping them from Southern California, so, you know, they didn't have far to travel to me. I did see a few people complain that got them while they were being shipped across the country, and, you know, so there was issues, unfortunately. Okay, so that is in there. That little aloe's in there. How about if we put this little kalanchoe leaf in there? I'm curious to see if it will continue to grow, because it feels like it's rooted. I mean, I've tried Pippin's trying to lift my feet off the ground. I've tried pulling it out and it doesn't want to come out. Okay, so it loosened up pretty easy. Yeah, it's got to have, there's no hole in this little hedgehog. Maybe if I dump the dirt out, it might be a little easier to get it out. It's pretty dry right now, but right now everything's really dry at my house. Let me loosen it up. Yeah, it was funny. I think I was watering the plant, and this leaf, perfectly shaped and formed and nice and healthy. Okay. Well, there's no question. There's no question that it rooted. How funny is that? Look at all the root for this one leaf, but yet it has done nothing. There's no growth. It's just this sad little leaf that's slowly dying from the top, but it's got a crazy amount of roots. You know what? I'm just gonna let that one go. What are you doing, Pipsqueaky? But it does need something here, because my OCD will kick in if I see that this has 1, 2, and then nothing on this bare spot here. So what can I put here? Hold on, let me go find something that's small that needs a pot. I'll be right back. Okay, how about this? I think this plant was also one of the last ones that I got from Succulent Studio. And it's never really done much. It's kind of pathetic looking. I don't even remember what it is. But why don't we try this? I'm going to go rinse it off because it's really dusty. Okay, so I just gave it a quick rinse. It was pretty dry. So let's try and get it out of, let's try and get it out of here without destroying it. Whoop. I think I just broke all the roots. Okay, so let's get this out of the way. So it has a nice little root ball. It's very dry. We're going to put it, now that I just filled this in with dirt, I'm going to dig it all back out because I want this plant right here. And the leaves on this will fall off really easily, so I can't just grab it like I would some other plants. So we just want to be careful here. Tuck some dirt around it. Yeah, pack that in good. It's standing up pretty good. I keep getting a little distracted. I apologize. I'm watching, I don't know if you guys watch Cookie's Cacti, but she's a YouTube channel. I believe she's in Arizona. And she goes to a lot of shows and does videos walking around just looking at all the plants. I really like her channel. And she's got this fascination with Copiapoa. She grows them from seed. And she did a whole series on these seedlings that she started. She does monthly checkups on them, and it was pretty cool to see them, them growing out and all that. So and I have the sound turned down so you can't hear it in the background, but I look up and she's looking at something really cool and it gets my attention, so I get a little distracted. So, okay, so we got those. That little goofy thing, that little goofy thing. That mother of thousands will probably just spread out. Oh, the little aloe over here. I think that's an aloe. I don't think it's an agave. It's awfully soft. So I'm going to go and find some top dressing to put in here. We'll be right back. Okay, so I have small jade pebbles, and I have these, I don't know what you call these, kind of a small river rock pebble. I like these pebbles. And these kind of have a tendency, once you put them in there after you've watered over them, they sort of stick together. I don't know why. I don't know if there's some kind of an adhesive in there or whatever, but yeah, they sort of chunk together. I think I'm going to go with these because of the color of the bowl. I think those will look good. So let's do that. Let me get that out of the way. Oops, don't bump you. And move you a little closer. It's so dark in here. Okay. So let's see how these are going to look. I'm going to start around the edges. Yeah, see, they like stick together. They'll break apart, but it almost feels like they have a sort of adhesive or something on them. I know you can buy a spray, I forget what it's called, something 2000, I've seen people use it, where after you do an arrangement, you spray this stuff on it, and it's almost like a sealant, and it just kind of binds everything together. But I can't imagine how that would work if you sprayed them and stuff that was already that hadn't been spread out yet. I don't know. I don't know. Tuck them under here a little bit. And a nice thing about top dressing too, it keeps your fungus gnats under control. Because if you have plants with soil in the house, you're going to have fungus gnats. I do have a lot of carnivorous plants. And inside I have quite a few of the real sticky Pinguicula butterworts, they're called. And little tiny gnats will land on the leaves and stick to them, and that's the end of the gnat. So they're awesome. Get some of these under here. Yeah, I think these ones look good in there. Oop, there's one down on the floor. I'll have to find that one. Or the cats will be playing soccer with it. Oop, nice bright one. That was easy to find. We'll load these up. Don't be shy with your top dressing, because it really does help to keep the moisture in your soil, so you don't have to water. Your plants aren't going to dry out as quick. Keeps your fungus gnats down. Makes your plant look good. And then as the soil settles, which it inevitably always does, I should have a little spoon to get down in there. I have a little teeny scoop. I guess I could have gone to get that. Sometimes I just try to toss them to make them get back to where I want them. Because I want them all around the base of the stem of this mother of thousands. This is perfect. I'm going to have just enough, whoops, to do this. So this is the plant that I bought a couple of days ago at Poots Nursery. If you saw that video, I bought that really cool, I think it was called, I have to look at it, Dark Night or something, that Opuntia that I just I had to have. This is not the time of year that I typically would buy cactus and stuff because it's just cold and damp outside. And but that plant was actually outside in their you know, covered area, but it was only covered with a like frost cloth, so it was still getting rain. The temperature was still low outside, you know, it wasn't warm or anything. And so I just put it outside and it should do just fine. Let's cover these little guys up, step back a little bit. And since there's not enough to do anything else with, I might as well just put the rest of them in here. Cat, don't do it. This is not a litter box, contrary to how it looks. These two, I tell you, no, can you get down? Go that way. Get down. And that is all. There we go. Okay, so I think that looks kind of cute. It's simple, not too busy in there. And let's take let's give it a little unicorn. Let's put the little unicorn on this little bare spot in the back. Why don't we stick him right in there? Can keep an eye on things. I've had this little unicorn since I was probably 14, 15. My brother's girlfriend gave it to me. I don't know what I call her now, because then they got married, so it was his wife, and then they got divorced. But she was always kind of, she was more like a sister than my brother's wife. But now she's just Shannon. So Shannon gave me that when I was like 14 or 15 for my birthday. So, okay, yeah, I think I'm done with this. So I gotta go find a spot to put it. It'll stay in the house because, with an exception of that little thing, which I did just bring in recently, these have all been inside. So I need to find a place to put it where it's gonna get some sun. And I'll show you what I did with it. So it's in my office window. So it's gonna get a little bit of sunlight in the morning. I do have a grow light right here above it that's not turned on at the moment, but, or is it? No, it's not. But I will turn it on so it gets a little light because I want it to thrive. So there we have it. Got its own little bowl. Finally found a use for that bowl. I've been saving it. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.